Hello students, I am Garima again here to start with the same topic module 2 which we were doing yesterday. So I am going to continue with the same topic. Hope you remember the headings of your topic. Module 2 is Life History of Dr. Maria Montessori, which we covered yesterday, and the subtopic of the same module is Montessori methods. So we are taking up Montessori methods. Yesterday I read out about few things of Montessori method. Today this topic is very interesting and I love this. This is where you are going to understand the difference between the traditional approach of education and Montessori education. So let us first understand what is traditional education. So when a person is taking or when a school is following traditional education, there the role of teacher is dominant in the class. Children are a passive participant in the class. Then the teacher is enforced of external discipline also. So she is trying to force children to discipline yourself. So teacher is forcing children to sit quietly, to walk in straight line. Here the decision of child is not taken care of. Then individual and group instructions are generally in agreement to the adult's teaching style. So we don't understand or we don't want to know how children would like to learn, but it is the teacher's own style, or a group of teacher or the head of the department, they decide how the education or imparting of knowledge is going to take place. Then a same age group is visible in the class, isn't it? All the children belong to the same 1 year group. So class 1 is only for 6 years, KG2 is only for 5 years. Then most of the teaching is done by teacher, and the collaboration is discouraged. The teacher is speaking and talking and direction is given, and then we are expected the child to learn. Then curriculum structure is followed, which is very rigid, and child's interest is not taken care of. Child is guided by the teachers on the concept. The concept is generally being explained, and then the child is expected to understand it. A child is usually allocated a specific time also for the work, that this is the duration where they have to complete such and such curriculum. Then the instructions, space set by the group norms of the teacher is moreover followed. Then errors are corrected by the teacher. Children are not given any right to correct if there is any error in the class. Learning is enforced externally by reward and discouragement. Children are not taking or are not being responsible for their own learning. We encourage them by forced rewards and discouragement. Then few materials for sensory or concrete manipulations are used. For every topic, materials or activities are not used. Little emphasis on instructions on classroom maintenance is given. Children, they come, they use the classroom as commercial, and then they go out. That is the rote teaching way. Then children are assigned a seat. They are encouraged to sit still throughout the day, and then less of group discussion is taken up. Volunteer parent involvement is often only in the fundraising process, or parents are participants under some or the other learning process only. Parents are not coming there to express their wish or to cooperate with the teacher or in the learning process of the child. Whereas in Montessori approach is just opposite to the traditional approach. In Montessori approach, emphasis is on cognitive structure and social development of the child, and that is marked as more important, rather putting things in the child's memory. Here teacher's role is not easily noticeable. Every child is like participating actively in their own learning process. Environment and methods are encouraged in to have self-discipline. Okay, so it is internal self-discipline. Teacher is not shouting, yelling, or asking children to get or bring discipline in the class. Children are taking their own initiative to bring discipline, because children, they tend to love discipline, they tend to love order, and that is what is given, that this approach is followed in Montessori. Then individual and group instructions are adapted to each student's learning style. So if the child is like okay with group instructions, the child is a part of group instruction. If the child requires individual attention or instruction, individually the child is given instruction. So it varies with the adaptation of the child. Then in Montessori it is mixed age grouping. It is not only just one grouping, but it is mixed age grouping. Different age group are learning together. Then children are encouraged to teach and collaborate and help each other in the class. They are not discouraged to talk or collaborate. Then children, they choose their own work from their own interest and abilities. Children, they choose their concepts from self-teaching learning material. So if the child is interested in maths, maybe the child is going more and taking up more apparatus of maths, and that's okay. The child is choosing to learn his or own concept also. Okay, I want to learn addition, or I want to learn, I want to learn on the maybe the number or numeric aspect, or maybe someone is interested in the puzzles of EVS, or maybe someone is interested in the English language or want to know more about phonetics. Then the child can work as long as he or she wants. So if there is a chosen project, the child is not given a fixed time. The child can keep on working on that, and she can or he can take his or her own time. It's his or her own pace. Usually in a traditional classroom, a specific time is allotted, but here in Montessori it is not that way. Then children, they set their own learning pace also, and they try to get the information with the research work, asking teachers or fellow students or parents also. Children spot own errors through feedback and self-corrective materials. So children are learning and finding their own errors also. Then learning is reinforced internally through child's own repetition of activity, internal feeling of success. So maybe the child has taken or selected some material earlier and is again taking the same material today. So till the child, if the child would like to repeat the same activity or the same puzzle tray which he did yesterday, so the teacher is okay with it in the class. Whereas in traditional method, whatever is done once is not taken up again. Now here, the feeling of success is moreover internal. The child is not conditioned, or a forced encouragement or a reward is given, or no sort of punishment is also given, because the child is following his own pace, his own choice. So, and when the child would like to repeat, he is free to repeat. So the child feels internal success. Then multi-sensory material is used for exploration of the development. Then organized programs for learning, care of self and care of environment, care of others is taken and is kept as one of the most important thing in the class. Then child can work as per his or her own comfort also, talks at his or her own willing, and is not disturbed personally also, and is also not disturbing the other group works, and is doing everything voluntarily in the class. So when I am the child and I take the decision to study something or follow a disciplined routine, then I follow it. And if something is forced upon me, I may just rebel to it. Then organized programs for parents to understand the Montessori philosophy and participate in the learning process is a very important part, or a very important element in Montessori education. So I hope you are able to understand the difference between the rote method and the Montessori method. Here in Montessori method, self-led learning is also very important, plays a very important part in child development, and this also makes the child a lifelong learner throughout. So I hope this difference is clear, and this difference is a very important part for understanding Montessori approach. I would like you to work upon more and find more difference. So today is the day for you to understand the traditional method and the Montessori method. We are going to do the next topic again tomorrow in my next video. Thank you so much for today.